Portugal and Armenia were qualifiers. We'll start with an address from Heimir to do an update on the score of the two matches.
Yeah, just first the injuries to our kind of normal squad. 90. Jason Knight has a groin injury, most likely 4 or 5 weeks. So he's doubtful for this camp. Of course, out for this camp, but doubtful for next camp. Same with Matt Doherty. He has been having a fracture in his wrist, so he did an operation 2 days ago on it, and is going to miss probably same amount of time for 4 or 5 weeks. Hopefully they will be in tension for the November camp, and then in his last game, Boston Laval tore or pulled the hamstring, so he's again out for 4 to 5 weeks as well. Tough to lose him. New players in. Seamus Coleman, to answer that question, is always the first question in this press conference. And we've said we've been criticised not picking him, and probably will be criticised picking him. Like before, he hasn't played much, but he has played 2 League Cup games, and we've said before his numbers are good, and we know he's fit, and he's always been ready to play and would do everything for his country. So happy to have him. He is in for football reasons, but of course he will bring experience, and he will bring leadership skills into this squad. Missing Rory Brady and Matt Doherty takes a lot of experience away from the squad, so it's good to have him and Johnny Egan as well called in. Brings in quality, brings in experience, brings in leadership. So two senior players called in to help us in that area as well. New player Will Smallbone started playing again. I've seen him play, looking good, and he will bring quality to us as well. Jason Malumbi comes in, has been obviously with us before, even though he wasn't in the last camp, playing every game for West Brom. Festi Rosselli comes in again as well. He's now playing more or less every game for his club, Başakşehir, and playing well in Turkey, so good to have him back. And we have Troy Parrott as a 24th player in the squad. He is coming back from injury, just started training. If everything goes well, he will be in the squad and hopefully get some minutes on Sunday. So we will take him into the squad, not planning to have him in the squad against Portugal, but hopefully we can add him into the squad against Armenia. So that's more or less the squad, and hopefully I've answered some of the questions you planned in your head with this.
Thanks. We'll start with the live press conference now. So we will do a daily section after this, and then a Sunday section after this as well. If you want to ask a question in this press conference, raise your hand and we'll get started. We'll start here. Thank you.
Emir Mark Sebon from BBC. Before I talk football, I just wanted to talk about you. The last couple of weeks can a bit easy for you. How are you?
I'm okay. This is the life. Sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's negative, and you just need to adapt to whatever mood there is, and keep on your job. The thing is that we had a project in our hands. We were feeling really good with it until Armenia. So should we make one game affect what we are doing and how we are working? Absolutely not. We continue to have belief in the squad, and we continue with our work.
And yet, you pick up a point at home, you lose on the road. You're 2 games into a campaign, and it feels like that Armenian game might yet define it. There's a clamour across social media. There's some mainstream media saying it's all the manager's fault. He's a dead man walking. They're calling for your head. Has that surprised and disappointed you, or could you have anticipated that?
Obviously, that disappoints. That hurts. You know, that's normal. That disappoints and hurts. Could I have anticipated that? I don't know. You know the media here better than me. But no, definitely it hurts
Two final ones from me. Do you regret taking the job, and do you have absolute confidence that the FAI and its CEO has absolute confidence in you? He says he has.
Yes to both.
Anything you can say?
I suppose we spoke a lot about leadership in the squad ahead of the last games. Club leaders, squad leaders, dressing room leaders. Why do you think that leadership didn't show up on the pitch?
If you look at the game in your head, afterwards, it's always easy to be a pundit and look at the game afterwards and what if we have done this, but we would never know what if it would be better or worse even. But if you look at the game, we started the game well. So we had 2 golden opportunities to score in the first 20-25 minutes or something, saved on the line, and a good shot from Jack Taylor, probably a penalty there, etc. So goals tend to change games, and didn't come for us. And then, like a slap in the end of the first half, we conceded a penalty. And you can argue about that decision, but it kind of didn't happen. The momentum didn't come. And you were asking about leadership and working with us leaders that taking more charge on the pitch as well. Why? It's probably the momentum didn't come for them to kind of step up.
And then just I suppose, in terms of, I think it was half time in Hungary, you said you didn't change the team because you saw what was coming. You felt that the team were gelling. Again, going into this game, you haven't really changed those who played in Armenia, I think, apart from Jason and King Phillips. What did you see that makes you maintain the faith in that squad? Or is it just the case that that's players that are
now?
Yeah.
Picking the squad now.
Yeah. Did you see something in the Armenia game that can you just sort of write it down as a once off and still bring that squad
Yeah,
plan?
I think I answered it now. It was a one-off, hopefully a one-off in Armenia. So should we then just change course and do something totally different and pick other players? I think that would be a wrong thing to do, definitely. Secondly, I think the players will relish and will be looking for this camp to answer for Armenia, and I would like to give them the chance to answer for Armenia. That is one of the reasons why we believe in it, and we believe in this in this group of players. I think for one that they have the quality to qualify for the US in the summer. But what I think and what I say is not the most important, is what they believe. What they believe is the most important. And they hopefully will show you in this camp that they deserve to be here and play for this nation.
Heimir, do you worry, have a sense of worry with this group of players that we play Portugal away and it's easy to get up for Portugal away? You're playing some of the best players in the world. Ronaldo's been playing, Bruno Fernandes. But then when it comes back home, we have to play Armenia at home. Are you worried that this group of players can get up for this game again, like what happened maybe in the last camp?
Well, I can understand where the question is coming from. We played a good game against Senegal, and then not so good game against Luxembourg, and then we played, in my opinion, a pretty good game against Hungary, and then not so good game in Armenia. So I can get where the question is coming from, yeah. But we believe in this squad, that's why we picked these players, yeah.
Yeah, and just some personnel-wise, are you a bit worried, like the sense of Jack Taylor is in the squad and he hasn't played a minute at club level since going back to Ipswich? Are you worried having a lad like that maybe in the squad over maybe Conor Coventry, who's having a really good time with Charlton, or even a couple of the League of Ireland lads who are doing very well?
It's a good question. It was very close for Conor Coventry, so I like what I've seen from him. But he's the same, I've said it so often, there's such a little difference between a lot of players here, so we stick to those that we've been working with and know what we want, etc. Because we believe that they want to correct what went wrong in Armenia.
And is there any other players that you think are on the verge of maybe breaking in the squad, like a Conor Coventry, that have impressed you over the last 2 months or so since the start of the season?
Yeah, not enough to overtake those that we selected now. We always obviously just pick the players that we think suit best for each. But it's a lot of players emerging. But I don't think there's anyone that is superior to those that we selected. That's why we selected them, of course.
Heimir, you were very open after the Hungary game that you felt you learned a lot from that game and that you took positives and negatives from it. Like, I suppose, what are the biggest things you've learned about this squad from the Armenia game? I know you've been very open about the frustrations from it, but what are the learnings you've taken from that?
That's a good question. I might need to come a little bit later to answer that one now. What I've learned is just we're getting to know the individuals more and more every game. We're learning about the team every game. We're trying to fix what we think needs to be fixed, probably more than we thought in the beginning. But this kind of vulnerability and instability is the thing that we need to try to correct. We're now calling in experienced players, so hopefully they will correct some of these things. And keeping us sharp the whole game and 2 games in a row. So maybe the vulnerability is that what is the thing that we need to correct the most.
And like getting to know the personnel and kind of correcting that instability, is that part of the thinking behind bringing John Egan into the squad again for the first time in a few years?
Yeah, so I only spoke to him once when he was injured, and I think we met him in the pub early when he was there after the game. But both Paddy and John know him from the past and speak highly of him as a person, as a leader, etc. But I watched him play, and he's a good player, and that's the reason why we pick him. But everything else is a bonus.
Heimir, in the last camp, your coaching staff, your players came out and spoke very positively and saying that we're on the cusp of qualification, or we want to go and qualify for a major tournament. That looks like it's over now. Do you regret that kind of positivity and that kind of, because the fans are kind of fed up of, I guess, being let down once again?
So the question
is, do you regret that kind of positivity?
No, absolutely not. Like I said before, now I believe in this squad. I believe this squad has enough quality to qualify. And the reason being is that I've had squads with less individual quality than this one qualifying for World Cup and Euros as well. But yeah, so I don't regret saying it because that is what I felt, and I always try to be honest in what I'm saying. This is what I felt, this is what I say. And I can understand that people, if they're fed up with having expectations and not succeeding in them, but it's far from being over. We need good performances in this camp, and even 3 points will keep us alive for November. It can go down to a goal difference, the second place. So definitely it's not over. So nobody should be disappointed at this stage.
Yeah, I suppose the team is full of Premier League quality, 11 players up front at Roma. Why aren't the players with lots of quality performing on the international stage for the national team?
I wouldn't say there's a lot of Premiership qualities. We don't have many players playing the Premier League at the moment. So if they would have Premier League qualities, they probably will be playing. So we have good qualities.
For English Championship is still.
If we compare us, for example, to Portugal, almost every player is playing Champions League every week. So it's a difference in the level we are playing, but still we can have a good squad, a good team. We can have a good team performance, whether somebody else will have more individual qualities than us.
Heimir, not many players are playing in Europe either, but there's a couple of Irish clubs in Europe now. Josh Honan was in the last squad, and Matt Healy has been spoken about by his manager, Stephen Bradley. Did you consider any players from Shamrock Rovers or Shelburne?
They were not like the next ones in, to be honest. There's always a lot of players in contention, so we have a big squad, we're watching a lot of players, and I think as I've said so many times, the League of Ireland is improving all the time, and with 2 teams now playing in the Conference League, it will so much help the league, not only this year but in the future as well. And more players will be coming to contention of being in the squad just for playing a longer season. Only that would help them.
But Honegan in particular was in the squad, and he offers a left-sided option.
Yeah, so we call him O'Dowda, who's been playing really well in Europe as well, and in a good league in Venezuela. So between them, we selected him, and now we took Seamus on the right side. So again, they for me it was obvious that there was more quality there.
Any further questions for the live?
Can I just do one clarification?
No.
One clarification, if you don't mind. All it is, I'm pretty sure I remember what you said when I asked you the 2 questions about do you feel you enjoyed the sport of the FAI and do you have any regrets about taking it?
Sorry,
You said
no,
yes.
no
yes,
regrets.
I assume,
Sorry.
I assume you meant no.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Thanks,
just to
guys.
clarify.
Thank you.
Just to clarify.